Welcome, dear friends. Today we reflect on prayer and action and how our small daily acts can grow in value when rooted in prayer. Even ordinary moments done prayerfully can become extraordinary in God's eyes. A spiritual teaching reminds us that action by itself is worth nothing without prayer, and that prayer itself grows in value when it is joined to sacrifice. This reflection invites us to slow down and examine how we act, why we act, and where prayer truly stands in our daily living. In our daily lives, we often value activity. We want to be useful, productive, and effective. Yet, when action is separated from prayer, it easily becomes restless, self-driven, or empty. Action without prayer relies too heavily on our own strength. It seeks results, recognition, or control, even when it looks good outwardly. It may lack interior depth. Prayer places our actions back into their proper order. It reminds us that we do not act alone. We act in dependence on God. In the interior life, prayer purifies our intentive. It teaches us to act with God, not merely for Him. When prayer comes first, action changes. It becomes quieter. It becomes more humble. It becomes more obedient to God's will. Prayer teaches us when to act and when to wait. It prevents us from acting out of impatience, fear, or pride. Even small actions done prayerfully take on great value. A word spoken with charity, a duty fulfilled faithfully, a sacrifice offered silently. In this way, prayer gives meaning to everything we do, even when our actions remain unseen. This reflection also reminds us that prayer itself grows in value through sacrifice. Prayer is not only something we say, it is something we live. When prayer costs us something, time, comfort, pride, or self-will, it deepens. Sacrifice purifies prayer and makes it more real. Sometimes the sacrifice is simply remaining faithful when prayer feels dry. Sometimes it is choosing silence, patience, or humility, even when it is difficult. These sacrifices are not separate from prayer. They become prayer. In ordinary daily living, this teaching invites us to pause and reflect. Do we act without first turning inwards towards God? Do we pray but avoid the sacrifices prayer quietly asks of us? The interior life grows when prayer and action are united. When what we do flows from prayer, and when prayer is supported by a willingness to sacrifice. This union brings peace, simplicity, and supernatural fruit, even in small hidden lives. As we move through the week, we might return gently to this thought. Let our actions rise from prayer, and let our prayer be supported by sacrifice. In this quiet union, God works deeply within us, often without noise and without our noticing. If you find these reflections helpful, please subscribe and we will reflect together each week.